Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us today. We've got a brand new story to share with you. So let's begin. Sometimes, the smallest details can significantly impact larger situations, often unnoticed until they suddenly become glaringly obvious. It's perplexing. I can't pinpoint when this began, but it feels unexpectedly cliché, perhaps even unfair. Starting Wednesday, my close friend initiated what I can only describe as negotiations. "What are your plans for weekend?" he asked casually, his tone light and nonchalant. I felt a twinge of confusion at the casualness of his inquiry. "Not planning a trip anywhere, no." I replied, puzzled by his invitation. "Why do you want to know?" I was genuinely curious, but perhaps I should have sensed the underlying motive in his voice. "Well," he said, a hint of eagerness creeping in, "I wanted to ask if I could borrow your car again. You lent it to me recently, and I need it once more. What do you think?" I hesitated, considering my lack of plans for weekend. The grocery store was nearby, and I could easily walk there. "I don't know," I said, playing hard to get, not wanting to seem too accommodating. "I need to drive to my aunt's place in the village for her birthday and pick up my grandmother to bring her to the party. She can't manage the bus trip. It's been important to her for a while." The weight of my family obligation made it difficult to refuse my friend outright. I reluctantly agreed to let him come by for the keys on Friday, despite my inner reservations about lending my car again. Barely half a day later, my wife approached me with a remarkably similar inquiry. "So, what are your plans for Saturday? You're not busy, right?" There was a cheerfulness in her tone that caught me off guard. "Nope, nothing planned," I replied, unaware of her intentions. "Perfect!" she exclaimed, her eyes lighting up with excitement. "In the morning, we'll go to the market for groceries, then head to my mom's. There's not much to do in the village during winter, just clearing the snow. We'll leave by 9. Don't worry, you'll get plenty of rest." She had it all organized so well that I felt a pang of guilt admitting I had already promised the car to my friend. When Natalie found out about my prior commitment, certainly, I'll provide a more detailed and explanatory rewrite of the story without any headings or channel names. The story begins by highlighting how the smallest details can significantly impact larger situations, often going unnoticed until they become glaringly obvious. This sets the stage for the series of events that unfold, which initially seem innocuous but ultimately lead to a profound betrayal. The narrative then introduces a protagonist's close friend, who casually inquires about the protagonist's weekend plans. This seemingly harmless question sets off a chain of events, as the friend then asks to borrow the protagonist's car. The protagonist hesitates, considering his own need to use the car for a family event, but ultimately agrees to lend it to his friend. Shortly after, the protagonist's wife approaches him with a similar request, asking to use the car for a trip to her mother's village. The protagonist, unaware of his friend's earlier request, agrees to this as well. When the wife discovers that the car has already been promised a friend, she becomes furious, accusing the protagonist of prioritizing everyone else's needs over his own. On the day the friend picks up the car, the protagonist installs a new dash cam, unaware of the significance this will have. The wife is forced to take the bus to her mother's place, which she resents and complains about incessantly over the next 2 days. During this time, the protagonist enjoys a peaceful weekend at home, taking care of his own needs and relaxing. When the friend returns the car, he presents the protagonist with a bottle of whiskey, claiming it was meant as a birthday gift. The protagonist, unsuspecting, accepts the gesture. However, upon reviewing the dash cam footage, the protagonist is shocked to discover that his friend had not been alone in the car. Instead, the footage shows a friend picking up the protagonist's wife at a gas station and taking her to a roadside motel, where they spent the evening and night together. The protagonist is devastated by this discovery, feeling a profound sense of betrayal from both his friend and his wife. He decides to sell the car quickly, pack his wife's belongings, and confront the situation with a heavy heart, having lost faith in the decency and humanity of those he trusted. The story highlights the power of small details and the unexpected consequences they can have on our lives. It explores themes of trust, loyalty, and fragility of relationships, ultimately leading to a heartbreaking conclusion that leaves the protagonist grappling with the aftermath of this shameless betrayal. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.